Hello, and a huge welcome. I'm a hotel AI expert, and I've spent a lot of time deep in the trenches of modern hospitality operations and performance support. So, to all the students of Europe Hotel School joining this online learning journey, it is fantastic to have you here. In this explainer, we're going to jump right into the high-pressure, totally exhilarating world of the front office. You know, it's that place where literally every single second counts and every guest interaction is under a microscope. We designed this program just for you, combining top-tier online education with real, grounded industry experience. Today, we're breaking down the architectural blueprint of front office management. Let's dive in.
Right off the bat, I want you to think of front office managers as, well, the architects of the department's emotional climate. It's a pretty fascinating concept, right? At Euro Hotel School London, you're learning that those technical skills, like flawlessly running a property management system or doing rapid-fire RevPAR calculations, those are absolutely crucial. But let's be real, they're just the baseline. It's your mastery of the human element that's going to truly define your legacy. You aren't just there to oversee shifts, you set the pace, you define what empathy looks like, you're the one who determines exactly how your team reacts when the lobby is absolutely packed with impatient guests and suddenly, boom, the computers crash.
So to build that architectural blueprint today, here is our agenda. First, foundation of service leadership. Second, navigating diverse leadership styles. Third, the architecture of trust. Fourth, cultivating a motivated team. And finally, number 5, the power of role modeling.
Okay, moving right into Section 1, Foundation of Service Leadership and the Paradox of True Leadership.
Here is a wild paradox for you. To effectively lead your team in hospitality, you actually have to serve them first. Think about a traditional hierarchy, right? You've got the manager sitting comfortably at the top, just kind of directing the staff below. But with the service leadership model, we take that hierarchy and we completely flip it upside down. Now, the manager is at the base, actively holding up and supporting the frontline staff. By flipping it, you're clearing the path for your receptionists, your bell staff, giving them the exact tools, environment, and support they need to deliver mind-blowing guest service. Basically, you carry the heavyweight so they get to shine.
So, service leadership is officially defined as a model focusing on the growth and well-being of the team, which naturally ensures the ultimate satisfaction of the guest. Now, you might be wondering, why does this matter so much? Well, because leadership in this industry is all about influence and trust. It's not about that shiny title printed on your business card. When you focus intensely on your staff's well-being and give them crystal clear expectations, you build the kind of influence you need to run a world-class operation. It's simple. You take care of your team, and they will absolutely take care of your guests.
That brings us to Section 2, Navigating Diverse Leadership Styles as the Situational Leader.
You know, running a 24-hour hotel operation requires an incredibly dynamic approach. You just cannot be rigid. You've got to become a situational leader, shifting your style based on whatever immediate pressing fire needs putting out in that exact moment. Think of it like a toolkit. You've got 4 essential styles in there: autocratic, democratic, laissez-faire, and transformational. And spoiler alert, no single style is going to work for every scenario in a hotel's daily life cycle. You really have to know how to juggle all 4.
Let's look at how this actually plays out in practice. Take the autocratic style. Sure, long-term it might stifle creativity, but in an emergency, like a fire alarm or a total system blackout, your team desperately needs one single, decisive voice. On the flip side, democratic leadership is perfect for planning. If you're designing new guest protocols, it builds a sense of ownership. Then there's laissez-faire, which is all about giving autonomy to highly experienced experts. Think of your veteran concierge desk. You just provide the safety net and get out of their way. And finally, transformational leadership. This is the gold standard, where you're truly inspiring your team to redefine what great service even means. The whole trick is knowing exactly which tool to grab at any given hour of your shift.
Moving on to Section 3, the architecture of trust, and specifically, transparent communication. If leadership is the engine of the front office, then communication is absolutely the vital oil that keeps those incredibly fast-moving gears from just grinding to a screeching halt. Strategic communication starts top-down with a high-energy daily briefing. It goes like this. Step 1, review VIP arrivals so everybody knows exactly who's walking through those doors. Step 2, track group movements so you can anticipate those sudden massive rushes at the desk. And Step 3, highlight special events to make sure service is seamless. This flow ensures your whole team is locked in and logistically aligned before the real chaos of the shift even starts. But hey, communication can't just flow downwards, right? You've got to maintain an open door policy. And I don't mean that it's just some corporate buzzword. It's about genuinely fostering a safe space for bottom-up communication. You want your staff feeling totally comfortable suggesting improvements, or actually more importantly, raising concerns without any fear of judgment. Consistency here builds transparency, and transparency is the absolute bedrock of trust. When your team truly trusts you, they're the ones who are going to go that extra mile for you when you're in the middle of a punishingly difficult shift. Let's look at Section 4 now, cultivating a motivated team and sustaining the spirit.
Look, let's face it, hospitality work is physically exhausting and it's emotionally demanding. You're dealing with people's travel stress all day long. Because of that, keeping people motivated requires way more than just a paycheck. It requires a real, deep sense of purpose and belonging. So what's your daily playbook for this? It involves publicly recognizing the small wins. Somebody nailed a tricky upsell? Celebrate it. Did a guest mention a receptionist by name in a glowing 5-star review? Highlight that in the briefing. Also, you need to invest in their long-term careers with cross-training in reservations or sales. Team building isn't just a once-a-year retreat in the woods. It's the daily habits of inclusion. A team cultivated like this, they become incredibly resilient, and they handle intense guest pressure with total grace.
Finally, Section 5. The power of role modeling, leading by example.
You know, the most influential training tool you'll ever possess as a front office manager isn't a manual, it's your own behavior. Your staff will naturally mirror your energy and your ethics. Think about the massive difference between giving silent permission to fail versus setting the gold standard. If you show up late, speak dismissively of housekeeping, or completely lose your temper when a system crashes, you are giving silent permission for your staff to do exactly the same thing. But conversely, if you're punctual, impeccably professional, and you handle a screaming guest with this calm, empathetic authority, well, you just set a standard of excellence that your team is going to strive to meet. Believe me, they are always watching you.
Which leads us directly to the idea of hands-on leadership. This is all about getting down in the trenches to earn respect. It means proving that absolutely no task is too small when it comes to keeping a guest happy. Leading by example means that when a massive busload of guests shows up out of nowhere, you don't go hide in your office. You step right up behind the desk and you help check them in. You step out to the driveway to help the bellman with luggage during a crazy peak rush. Showing that level of active participation, that earns profound respect from your team.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you, the future leaders of the hospitality industry, with a vital question. When the lobby is jam-packed and the systems completely crash, what legacy will you leave? Everything we've talked about today, from flipping the hierarchy so you serve your team, to communicating with real transparency, to jumping into the trenches with them, all of that forms your architectural blueprint. In those inevitable moments of crisis, your team is not going to look at the manual. They're going to look at you. So I challenge you to reflect on exactly how your blueprint will support them when they need it most. Thank you so much for joining me on this learning journey today, and I wish you immense success as you build your legacy out there in the world of hospitality.